Alright, chat. Deathbellow War Cry. Search your library for 4 Minotaur creature cards with different names, put them onto the battlefield, and then shuffle. So what are our 4 Minotaurs? We've got a Hurloon General here, that when it or another non-token Minotaur enters the battlefield you control, you get a 2/3 red Minotaur creature token, and then it can give your things haste and menace. We've got Moraug, Fury of the Akoum, who says each creature you control gets 1 attack for each time it is attacked this turn. Landfall, you get an additional combat step. We've got Neheb, the Eternal, that says at the beginning of your post-combat main phase, you get a red mana for each life your opponents have lost this turn. And then we've got a Fanatic of Mogis here who deals damage equal to your devotion to red to your opponent. So, what are we doing? We're using Faithless Looting, Fable the Mirror Breaker, and Seasoned Pyromancer to ditch Deathbellow War Cry into the bin. And then we'll Mizzix Mastery it back. And then we will make a land drop to give ourselves an extra combat step, which then lets us make a bunch of red mana in that second main phase for Neheb due to the damage Fanatic of Mogis dealt, which then lets us give all of the Minotaurs we just put into play haste and menace to attack for lethal inside of the additional combat step. So, very straightforward. Discard this, mastery it back, make a land drop so you get a combat step, make mana, make haste, attack. Maybe bad, probably bad. We'll see. Looking at the sideboard here from the deck, I have net decked. I think I want at least 1 more Abrade in my sideboard. Killing Grafdigger's Cage is something we care about. Let's do that. Pop into some games, see how this goes. That makes sense, Derek. Yeah, the 4 mana red ritual seems pretty bad. Seems like you'd much rather just play good cards. Well, you know, as many good cards as you can fit around Deathbellow War Cry, that is.
We will endure all trespasses.
Hopefully this play is impactful.
We blossom with nature's magic.
Lead on, Faithless Looting here.
My vengeance will be absolute.
I think we use Impact to finish this off.
My legacy will avenge me.
This might be a spell we cast here, huh? That's it. Can't decide. Yeah, let's leave this the flexibility to be a spell, I think. Once we finish the clan caller, the shepherd will be a 1/1. 5. Turn Shatterskull Smashing into a 1/1 here, I think. And then once we attack with this, we can use the reflection of the Kiki Jiki to copy the Fanatic of Mogis. Alright, that was kinda hilarious. So the 4 angers are obviously coming in. What are we cutting? Do I want Abrades as well? This is probably an all Doomblades on deck matchup, right? I feel like I can't go lower than 8 ways to discard Deathbellow War Cry, though. I feel like if I'm cutting any of these, Faithless Looting is the worst of them here. So let's just do this. Right? You gotta remember, chat, our deck is a linear combo deck to a degree, so like less is more. You don't wanna over sideboard and not have a plan for yourself. Go ahead and kill their Elvish Mystic here so they can't, what's it called? So they can't collect accompany me next turn. Are not the anger of the gods or Mizzix masteries I was looking for Christmas, chat. I've been such a good boy. Can't I have what I wanted for Christmas? Womp. Just 15 cards into our deck with without any of the 8 cards we're looking for. It's a very nude elf, chat. They can clan caller up another lord here. We're dead through 2 blockers, right? If I kill him, parry is perfect. They're still making a token, so... yeah. Sometimes none of the 8 cards you're looking for are in the top 16 cards of your deck. Alright, chat. I'm going to do something that you typically shouldn't do when you still have a game 3 to play. I'm going to take a look at how unlucky we were. That actually makes me feel a little bit better. Sometimes probabilities are harder to intuit with bigger decks, like bigger numbers like Magic decks have. We're actually 93% to have one of our 8 cards there. It's like 1 in 12 or 1 in 13 or so to miss. Hey, we had another person hit AR6 in Genshin Impact. Hope you're having fun. Thanks for checking out the sponsor. I'm going to be wrapping up with some of that again today. If you're done after chilling through AR6, you can send me a screenshot of your account to collect your 1-month sub gift. If you GM through to AR8 before sending the screenshot over, I'd be happy to keep with 3 months instead as a thank you. Okay. Mastery. I just need the other one. I think we just discard these. Yeah, because when we find the Deathbellow War Cry, I need another Pyromancer to be able to bin it. Watch me never find a 4th land now.
In my woods, expect a fight.
The part where they crater hoof me and I die?
Our magic bears fruit.
This to take it off the board. I'll give trample, right? I don't know. Oh, you know what? I messed up here. I should have blocked the 2/2 as well. Yeah. I forgot that they had Allosaurus Shepherd. It's probably fine because we hit the Mizzix Mastery, but yeah, I should have blocked their 2/2 also. That's definitely the case. Now, unfortunately, I don't have a land drop this turn still. I get to do a bunch here. I hate that they nerfed this card, and then I can't use it to kill their Planeswalker here. Oh, wait, are they dead? Oh, they're dead anyways, because I get to do this, right? Oh, no, wait. I needed one more thing. Shoot. Damn it. Fail poop. And my brain this ended too. If we don't get Crater Hoofed, we're still okay, but we could definitely die here. I don't have an attack phase, chat. Okay, cool. We didn't get punished. Should have. Yeah, it makes mana during your post-combat main phase, which is why you have the Landfall Mentor in order to drop a land and get another attack phase. Great. Just need a couple of lands in our 4 of. I mean, that game was kind of just a textbook lesson in why Elves isn't really a tiered deck in this format, right? Like, it's a whatever good deck against, like, the kind of fair Tarmogoyf decks we often like to play here, but it is atrocious into most things unfair. I feel like Metallic Rebuke getting used on that is a huge win for us. Yeah, that description just, like, encompasses most of the format, though, right, Stark? What's the opponent's deck's goal? They are a blue-white artifact aggro deck. They play Nettle Cyst and the artifact Affinity Muldrifter, and then a lot of main deck interaction like Metallic Rebuke and stuff. Yeah, Thought Monitor, that's the one. I would wager money that this matchup's probably awful for us. They have a clock and counter spells. Okay, well, if they're out of counter spells, we could kill them next turn. Sometimes this deck even plays like main deck Soul Guide Lantern and Tormod's Crypt. Although I wonder if that's a little bit less prevalent with Phoenix getting nerfed. All right, obviously we've got 2 thumbs and can't beat a Metallic Rebuke here, chat, but stealing game 1 here would be huge. Alright, so all our friends come into play. the sound of my people, chat. Yeah, Shatterskull's a land. So now we go to our post-combat main phase, where we get a bunch of mana. Because they lost 8 life from Fanatic. And then we make a land drop, giving us an extra combat step with the Fury. And then with the mana, we give our Minotaurs haste and menace so they can attack during the additional combat step for lethal. All right, beep beep. Now, chat, I assume that we are going to lose this match in an awful, miserable manner. Hey, thanks to whoever hit rank 8 in Genshin. Hope you had fun. Drop me a DM of your account at level 8 to collect your 3-month sub gift. Appreciate it. Cajun Guy, thank you for the over 4 years. Welcome back. I assume we're going to die in a horrible manner in these post-board games when they have more counter spells, but we did at least get to the thing game 1. Abrade is obviously great here. I don't know that... Is Anger of the Gods good enough? Like... Is Anger of the Gods good enough? It may or may not be. Hey, thanks Sunday Comics. Appreciate the half a year. Looking forward to the London trip next week. Well, so it's just not good against Nettlecyst, right? I think Looting's gonna be my go-to trim, although I guess Looting was okay that game. It just feels like looking at the deck, like these are the only cards we can really kind of get rid of. Maybe we trim Fire Prophecy, actually. Maybe this effect is less good than this. It's like trading one kind of interaction for another. Like Coward Split. These two as well. This block's okay. It's a little bit worse with Anger, though. I think the resource efficiency on this is better. It was definitely helpful that game. Let's try this. Like I said, there's a good chance how we board here doesn't really matter. We're just going to got by their counters in the post-board games. Okay. You know, I'm going to hold on to this looting for now because I might want it to trigger the back half of Molten Impact afterwards. I'm just going to take this opportunity to just like kill my way through their artifacts here. Yeah. Could this be our first hard cast our Hurloon General and Friends game of this set. Because if they're just going to sit here on counter spells... Okay, and now I abrade this so that way they can't hold up Metallic Rebuke. That feels like what they're doing, right? They're holding up Rebuke. So we shatter this so Rebuke is no longer castable. Usually this archetype plays Metallic Rebuke and Mystic Dispute as its counters. Like, obviously there could be a negate hiding, but that's not usually what they play. And I have a second mastery here. I'll have a Dovin Veto, sure. Yep. You counter that, Minotaur. You get him. They've countered the copy. They could have, yes, and they should have, because then my follow-up would have been worse. Could and should. Land. Maybe I'm supposed to discard 2 to dig for the land there, so I could play Mizzix Mastery around the counter unless I pay 3. I'm sorry, what? It's like, forget I had a treasure? This animation that's just like literally his face popping up gets me every time. It's just like, Minotaur. All right, do you like board in Dea Judgment or like what's the plan here, opponent? In the cows. The cattle are here to battle. Hell Cow isn't nerfed here. It's on the loose, Chip. I appreciate our deck front-loading the games where it gets to do the thing and is successful at the beginning of the set to trick the people at home into watching the entire YouTube video. Continue our track record of doing the thing consistently early to start. Sometimes lucky. Use our cumulative variance up where it counts. It's just Arena tricking people into spending wildcards. Yeah, people will turn the video off after 2 matches. They're like, yeah, it's good enough. I want to see the lag. 0-4 on the back end. All right, well, that first hand was an easy mulligan because it had a lot of Minotaurs. This hand's an easy keep. This guy just needs some lands. Inquisition. That one doesn't take my combo piece. No! Can you believe the audacity of this opponent, chat? Interacting with me? What is wrong with people? Why can't they just let me cast my spells from my graveyard, chat? Game 1 Scavenging Ooze, mid-range players. I'm chilling on the Faithless Looting because it deals 2 on the flashback, so. I think we're just vibing until they give us something to hit with Molten Impact. So if I looting, I can deal 2. And then I can cast this afterwards to finish it, right? Yes. Yes. Well, I don't get 2 damage left over if I impact and then looting, because the looting will trigger. I need a looting first. So this is the point. Okay, I think we're on the fair them out game plan. So we're gonna decline this, and then we'll discard to this one to kill it. Honestly, I think this is a matchup where we probably trim the Mizzix masteries and just like play towards casting our card for 8 mana, right? We'll just like board in Abrades and stuff to be interactive. Hey, things to ever hit AR8 in Genshin. Hope you had fun. All Alright, this is probably a fatal push, so I'm just gonna go ahead and take the hit. Honestly, I think we just keep this in hand. I want to cast it, right? I think this is hard cast old Seth here game. Get those Minotaur tokens for value. Chant, do you think that's the first time a Sethron Hurloon general has ever been Maelstrom pulsed on this platform? Fortunately, nothing to do with our 5 mana here. It's really sad that we were through both of our Seths there. Makes our Pharah tactics turn a bit less good. Yeah, I think we're dead, unfortunately, because we're out of Seths. Because their Kalitas gets to get huge here, chat. Alright, so Mastery out. Chandra in. This has so much graveyard hate, we don't need the lootings. The Pyromancer and the Fables are obviously still good here because they're pretty good grindy cards. And Awakened Inferno. I need one more card to bring in here. I'm just leaving an Unlicensed Hearse to attack their graveyard hate. I keep their other things off me. To send the screenshot over for Genshin Alert, you could do it on Twitch, Twitter, or Discord, whichever is most convenient for you. Oh, we're gonna pick up right where I left off, Beansy. I logged in to do some purchasing stuff, but I wanna play through the game together. If I'm gonna end up doing it, we'll end up doing it all on stream. I'm gonna do some today, maybe a little bit more Monday when I leave, before I leave. It's only creatures or planeswalkers, so we'll just pass here. I'm ditching the Chandra here. Oh, I should have activated my Hearse at end of turn there. Let me put things in the bin.
It's playtime.
small oversight. Hearse is also good into their Tarmogoyf. Go ahead and empty my hand here. We'll clean these out. We'll Molten Impact the Goyf. They should fetch in response here. So that way I have one less damage. Now I'll only have one extra damage on the... Oh, I have two still. Right. Okay, weird. That interaction feels strange. This was technically a 2-3 when it died. Okay, so on the back of Torch of Defiance, they're just gonna concede the game. I was gonna say we can cast our Deathbellow War Cry next turn. Gosh, I almost feel like I want 4 Chandra in the sideboard, huh? She just seems like our best thing we can be doing in this fair matchup. Seeing how Hearse interfaced with their Goyf, I kind of want another, and Awakened Inferno seems slow here, so I'll swap those. Yeah, the actual gameplay is great, Allure. It's actually super impressive, like, the quality of the gameplay and animations and graphics that happen on mobile. Just like, actually like a AAA game that happens to run on your cell phone. Or afraid of mid-ranger control. I don't know. Our game plan of just, like, casting a bunch of crappy Minotaurs against control might be fine. Maybe? Who knows? Let's pick up. Now, before I forget. See, Abrade this before we start playing creatures out. Yeah, that's probably a Geoff. It always deals the full 4, but it checks how much excess damage there was when it's on the stack. Or when it's still on the stack, as opposed to when it's in the graveyard. This activation in. I think we're at a point where I'm discarding this still. We're just like not close enough to 8 mana. How'd Cube go? We drafted an aggro deck, and would you believe it? There was a format on Magic Arena where aggro wasn't good. I know this will come as a shock to you, Pokemon nerd. Angling Ooze. Alright, so let's... Oh wait, they don't have a green mana. They're gonna play a green mana, right? I guess they've been missing land drops. I'm not pass here. Okay. There could be merit to exiling my Pyromancer proactively in response here, but if I don't do it proactively in response, I can play a land and then do this, or I can just Abrade this next turn. I refuse to believe that. Gandalf's been weak for years. Yeah, something like that. Trying to attack for 7 here. They have Fatal Push in their deck postboard. Feels like a thing that shouldn't be there, but, you know, Magic Arena. That's fine. I don't think I make that attack into what could be a Fatal Push if I don't have a second one, but I think with the second Hearse as a follow-up, that sounds great. Hey, 3/4 Sham. Thank you for getting to 8 in Genshin. Enjoy your 3-month sub gift to the channel. Appreciate it. I think we just play the Fanatic of Mogis out here because I want to not have cards in my hand if they draw Thoughtseize. No, it's 3/4 Sham. Can't possibly be 3/4 Sam. Listen, chat. All I'm gonna say is, if your username has multiple words in it and it doesn't contain camel casing, you get what I pronounce. Griffin Bruce, thank you for the 6 years. The 72 months. That's a 6 sub build-up. Welcome to Hoaglandia's first grade class. Got a few of you there now. It's been a trip. For anybody new to the channel, I've been around a little while. Been doing this a long time. Magic and Hex and Runeterra and all sorts of different Twitch content. I think I want a 4th Chandra Torch of Defiance, chat. She seems kind of great. Can I trim this Awakened Inferno? Actually, are these fries good? I think the question I need to ask myself about these fries is, do these fries let me beat angels? They might, because Fry plus Impact plus a combo kill might be enough there. Yeah, I'm going to leave the Fries for now, because I don't know if the Fries are great against blue-white, but they're definitely good against Angels. Angel's one of the more popular tribal decks. It's not great. It's got like one of our 2 combo cards. We can throw the Fury back with Fire Prophecy. This would imply they're a creature deck, so our Fire Prophecy should have text here. Huh. So could be I didn't Fire Prophecy a token there because it could be a Transmogrify deck with that start, right? Hefe, thank you for the almost 3.5 years. Welcome back. I think with Intangible Virtue, I do need to off one of these. Just too much damage otherwise. Yes, picking out one of the obvious words out of a string of a username when there's multiple words smushed together is a good one. I do that with some consistency. Was the Snap Style Store refresh? 10 p.m. Central. Ten, 6, and 2 Central are there. quests with the daily reset being at 10 p.m. I'm just killing their tokens here. Let's maybe filter one of these lands as well. No daylight savings. Damn millennials eating too much avocado toast to even save on daylight. This is why they don't have nice things, Chip. We done with daylight savings. Congress passed a law. So, the law passed staggers it in over some time period. I don't recall the exact specifics of. They don't just flip a switch and change things instantly because they want to give industries a chance to like update technology and stuff. There are repercussions too. Yeah. The United States passed a thing to get rid of it. It's just not gonna. It takes. It's gonna be a year or something. Year or two. I forget what the exact time. Google it. But the legislation did go through. I'm pretty sure.
Strike fast and
Oh, legit. Come on, Basic Mountain. Come on, Basic Mountain. Come on, Basic Mountain. Come on, Basic Mountain. Alright, we can't kill them this turn because we don't have a land drop afterwards. But we do have a bunch of tokens. All of our tokens, everything on our board other than Fanatic lives through Elishnorn too, which is nice.
we must protect the people.
If I attack with everything, they block these two. And then they take 8. But then I don't have a land drop to get another combat step. Oh, no, wait. They get 1-0 for each time it has attacked this turn. That's lethal then, right? It's exactly 11. They block these two. They take 5, 11. They have raised the alarm, we die, but I don't think we can play around that, right? We're dead to that, regardless of how you cut it. Or dead if they have nothing. Alright, not a thing. Close game. That's pretty good considering we just like our deck didn't do anything for a long time there. We'll swap out the Fire Prophecies and a Molten Impact for some Anger of the Gods here. Maybe we leave the Fire Prophecies over Molten Impacts actually for the instant speed, kill your thing in response to Transmogrify. The DST bill is stalled in the house. Really? That's my bad. I probably made the assumption that if it passed the Senate, it was going to pass the House. Apparently wasn't a good one. Ah, the sounds of silence. Just Magic Arena things. Do 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 do. Ba-dum, 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 bum. Hey chat, does anybody know, are there any WotC run historic tournaments coming up anytime soon? I'm curious when we'll get our first, like, solid round of results for this format. Are there is there a not Pro Tour or World Championship or something like that? I'm gonna profess to being blissfully ignorant of anything Wizards organized play, disorganized play. Shall we better call it? World Championship is right before rotation. That sounds like a WotC thing to do. It's typically their MO. Looking at the website and there are dates but no formats. LOL. Yeah, I'm 2 hours in, and I wouldn't know the gotcha mechanic exists in the game if chat hadn't pushed me towards it. Chat was like, oh, there's this menu you can get pulls from. You know what's sweet about this Mizzix Mastery, chat? It flashes back this Anger of the Gods. like, we're only like 2 lands off now of just casting this, so using this to make the gods angry sounds lovely. 1 land off of casting it. All right, chat, we chillin'. Seven months. What's going on in Turtle Witness? Thanks for the almost 4 years. Welcome back. Good morning, good morning. Happy Saturday. By the way, for all the regulars, because we have the Genshin promos, I don't have the London in the stream title. Just a heads up, if you haven't been keeping up in Oaklandia, I am going to be off almost all of next week. I'm going to be live Monday morning for a little while. But Monday night, my wife and I fly out of O'Hare to head to London for a week to be a part of the Pokemon Unite World Championships broadcast team. Should be a great show there on the 19th and the 20th, but it means I will be off from live content here the 16th through the 21st. No, it's my children's first week of school. So, we've got friends and family wrangling them for a few days. Be greedy and bottom this anger, hoping to find a way to put the War Cry into the bin. Nailed it. Okay, so if they don't interact with us and they just do their thing, we have lethal next turn. We're still in a very good spot. We're still in a very good spot. I just can't kill them this turn anymore because I have to make my land drop before I do this. If we keep the token, we get to cast this off of the treasure token, which means that we get to make a land drop and then attack for lethal. I could hit a Fanatic of Mogis here, right? The other one? Well, I don't have mana for it anymore, but LOL. And then Elishnorn doesn't save them here, right? Oh my gosh, they board into Sarah's Emissary? Alright, well that gets us, right? Get string cheesed. I don't have any cards in my deck that deal with this, right? I guess I have Fire Prophecies and stuff. Molten Impact's not in my deck right now. I probably did. Unfortunate. Oh, actually, exactly that on the attacks. Yeah. Yes, Bone Crusher beats Sarah's Emissary. You just stomp something, and then the protection doesn't prevent damage. That was a close set. We were like one turn off in the first game, and then that game we were one piece of interaction away. If they hadn't killed our thing with the Lightning Helix, we'd have gotten them. To set an exceedingly low bar, this deck has definitely far surpassed my expectations. I have a question for people in chat, by the way. Has anybody in chat ever, in their usage of Twitch as a website, used tags to help them find a stream? Is that a feature you use on Twitch regularly? Some yeses, some nos. That's probably about the expectation. And if people that are saying yes, what types of tags were you searching for? Like, what type of thing are you searching for via tags? Formats, okay. Languages. Yeah, I always just use game categories. I can see them being useful inside of something like Magic, I guess, to tag based on what format you're playing. You could watch other streams. That's the best Hoagland answer. What time does Snap start? Like another half hour or so. What a skill game. Reason not to do this, right? I guess doing this gives me a chance to draw into a bunch of Minotaurs I might want to search up. So maybe I'm better off not casting it here. Like if I draw my other Seth next turn, I feel kind of bad. Since I already have the Mastery in hand. You submitted a deck when I have time to play it today. No, I'm not doing a third Magic deck today, Captain. Unless you mean Marvel Snap. It could get played on Monday. But yeah, it looks like our viewer count's been kind of medium today for Magic. Appreciate the folks that are here, but my weekend numbers are usually not great. So, I'm not gonna do a whole bunch extra. How does Snap compare to Magic these days? In what way? I think I want Abrades here. Maybe we trim just like around the edges. Might just shave like one of each of these. Draw discard effects. In terms of metrics, about 60 to 70% the viewer count of Magic on Twitch. It's about 75 to 85% on my main YouTube channel. And the highlights channel is the best growth in viewership I've ever had on a dedicated YouTube channel. And the game hasn't even released an open beta yet. Marvel Snap is probably the best new card game to release in the last decade. And the software seems mostly reasonable, and the IP that it's being built on is incredible. It's a good mixture of stuff. Unless they colossally mess something up, I think that one's got a solid future ahead of it. We'll discard these, hoping to find our graveyard card. Lovely. Okay, so if the last card in their hand is a blank, they're dead this turn. Oh, wait, this doesn't work how I wanted it to work, right? Because I don't get the mana during my post-combat main phase. I guess you can't go on turn 4 in this deck, huh? They're just conceding anyways. Yeah, it's good enough. The reason behind splitting up YouTube algorithms, would that not split your viewership / limits your chance at algorithm gaming? No, it does the opposite, actually. Well, it does split viewership to a degree, but it maximizes the chance at algorithm gaming. So part of the reason why I've never invested much in YouTube as a platform, and the reason why my main YouTube channel is largely stagnant and does not see growth or promotion on YouTube, is because YouTube penalizes you in their algorithm heavily if your viewers that see your videos aren't clicking into them and watching every video in its completion. So because of the way my main YouTube channel is handled, where I upload a lot of content, even when I was only Magic content there was so much of it that no one could watch all of it reasonably. And when you upload multiple games there, most people don't really watch multiple games, especially Magic players. Like Magic and lifestyle games specifically tend to generate a lot of players that only play and watch that thing. They're like 100% all in and only play Magic and don't touch any other game. So it is actually incredibly optimal to take your content and split it up based on game. The only reason I don't split up my main channel further is because, I don't split up my main channel further is because it's just like, it's been what it's been for as long as it's been, and there's a lot of people that are my regulars that are used to that, and it's fine. Alright, chat, this is the first time we've drawn this many Minotaurs at once, and we're probably dead. In fact, I think I'm gonna bounce out before they really get to see what we're doing here. They just saw a Fire Prophecy. A lot of the things you need to do to maximize on YouTube are things that I find tedious and frustrating and kind of scummy. Like clickbait and splitting up channels and stuff like that. Like, it's all just kind of obnoxious and I don't enjoy it. Which is why I avoided the platform for so long, but the ceiling on YouTube income is a lot higher than the ceiling on Twitch income. Yeah, the main YouTube channel is basically a service to my Twitch subs, is exactly right. I still haven't figured out exactly how much interaction is too much interaction in these creature matchups post-board. Maybe it's not Abrade. Anger's gotta be good here though, right? Maybe we don't want all of them. Like, you don't want to let their board build up too much either in this matchup. It says one of the things, but not the other. Okay, it says both the things. We just need a way to get the Deathbellow into the bin. CGB inspired me to take YouTube a little bit more seriously. His metrics there are just like insane. Like in 2018 or 2019 I was like the biggest Magic person on Twitch, and he made like twice what I made that year in like a year just from YouTube ad revenue. Like the ceiling on that platform is just like so much higher. If you get in the algorithm's favor and get things taken off. I believe my Mopey combo deck has died to the aggressive deck. Seems to be the case. All right, let's give this one more try before we tap it out. Feels like we used up all of our good variants in the first few matches. We're all bad Magic players to a degree. The goal is to simply be less bad as opposed to good. Queue times have just been off the charts lately. Definitely. We're like Magic Online in so many ways now, chat. Our software gets worse every patch, our queue times are long. At least we also inherited having more formats to play. We've got that going for us. Definitely sat waiting for a Moto League match for upwards of 5 to 10 minutes consistently back in the day. It's just how it was. Don't forget the lack of sound. Yeah, the stark lack of audio at different points. I think I actually just like tap land go here on one. I don't know exactly what we're going to be looking for at the Faithless Looting. Like, I kind of need most of these cards in my hand. And I have, like, I have this to put this in the bin. All right, with Land War Elf on one, maybe we go... Just a bunch of bricks. Are they elves, or are they some kind of other tribal deck? Probably elves. Beating is angle shooting changed by mind. Arc Druid cast my Freya diddle my Arc Druid is pretty good. One of those are the Mizzix Mastery I wanted for Christmas. Attempt to kill the Arc Druid here. They'll cast Galactic Company. Attack with this because I want to cast Fable of the Mirror Breaker this turn so I can get 2 more looks at our combo next turn. They have approximately infinite mana if we round down. Three shots. Land plus the other thing does it. Sometimes one of your 2 combo cards isn't in the top 20 cards of your deck, chat. That's just how it be. Definitely the old Anger of the Gods matchup. Hey, Marty, if you're still here, I see you complaining about opening Drax. Actually, I think Drax is fine. I like him, he's good alongside Storm, and I like him with Daredevil. The Daredevil mid-rangey decks. I think he's pretty reasonable in. Let's take out the trash here. Alright, so we have lethal next turn, assuming we don't draw our second copy of Fury. Well, at least we exile the rest of the creatures. We have anger left over here to clean out the board once they build it up, at least. We're at a point where we could just start hard casting Minotaurs as well. I'm holding on to lands for now. In case we draw another Seasoned Pyromancer. Alright, well, now we're doing that. They didn't get anything with Empath, which would imply that their Crater Hoof is in their hand, so I'm gonna go ahead and just anger the board here. Because they are one land away from casting it with the castle. Do you... Go grab our friends. My mentor friends. Love these mentor friends. Do 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 do. Alright, if they're on Scavengling Ooze, is it crazy to just always pivot off the graveyard plan if I'm fighting about graveyard hate? I feel like it's not. I feel like I'm just gonna Chandra in, and I'm gonna, like, bring in some Abrades and trim some Pyromancers and just, like, go from here. Just be, like, a big red deck, like, happens to ramp into Deathbellow on occasion. Because, like, the way that game played out with our interactive bits, we could have just hard casted eventually, too. We weren't that far off. Sure. How is there not a cow that gives haste? Well, we have to pay mana for the one R1 that gives haste. This one gives haste. If we make a land drop after If we make a land drop after we do the thing, we get to make a combat step and haste them. So I was hoping they missed the land there. We just go ahead and anger the gods and clean these out, and then hopefully they can only play one thing next turn, and then we Chandra it. Yeah, like this is great for us, obviously. And just being big red here seems like it makes the most sense. And then, like, we're at, like, the Chandra hard cast my Minotaurs game plan from here, right? +2 mana doesn't let me accomplish anything here, so like, I'm gonna draw a card and see what we get. Molten Impact. That's lovely. And we get to do this as well. Yeah. Alright, Minotaur deck. You've earned yourself one more. I actually really like this deck, chat. The pivoting off of the graveyard plan for the post-board games, I think is something I need to do more aggressively. That pig turning into just like Chandra interactive / rape to my 8 mana spell has been really, really good. This deck reminds me of the big red deck from Legacy. Played a lot of that one back in the day. Floop in Minotaurs instead of Wiggly Worms and Emmercools, though. Alright, so we'll draw Deathbellow, discard it, draw the 4 mana card, and then kill them next turn. Close enough. Keep being Pyro. He's a little scary. This is an aggressive matchup where our angers notably aren't very good. Valkyrie is probably the best hit in their deck. Okay. Well. We hit our 4 mana card here. Oh, you brought me a fork, baby girl? And food. Thank you, baby girl. You want to say hi to the stream? It's been so long. Did you say hi? Hi, stream. You brought me a fork and food. You're the best, baby girl. Thank you, Jacob, for helping. All right, you want to get down? Go, run free.
Run free! Run free! Oh, that takes you. It's mine.
So these all happen. We make a bunch of Minotaurs. My opponent gains a little bit of life. And I gain a lot of bit of life, actually. But that's fine. They take 8. We go to the second main phase. We get 8 mana. We make a land drop. We get an extra combat step. We give our Minotaurs haste and menace and an attack. And then we assume that this is lethal. I haven't done math, but I assume this is lethal. These are all menacing. Ace fair deck. Sometimes lucky, chat. Sometimes lucky. Okay, so Fry is good here. I think I want some amount of Chandra. Let's try this. Well, my hope of drawing one of our ways to put Deathbellow into the bin did not pan out yet. This might be a do nothing and die angle. This is probably too little too late. They have a Spell Pierce? We're super dead to Spell Pierce. Diago, thank you for the 36 months. Welcome back. Appreciate it. Obviously, a little bit of a speculative hand. Oh, we had someone else hit AR6 and Genshin while I was stuffing my face. Thanks for checking it out. Appreciate the support. This is fine. I think I'm gonna chill on the looting for now. Casting this card when we have a little bit more cards in our hand gives us a little bit more information, generally speaking. Gives us more looks to find a Deathbellow like that. Yeah, like I said, maybe I'm just supposed to always pivot off of the Mizzix Mastery plan in these post-board games. It could honestly be right to just like always mastery out, Chandra's in. We're putting my 4-drop under your Skyclave. Thanks. That's a little sad. I was hoping to use that to convert my Mizzix Masteries into real cards at some point. Like, they have a bunch of interactive bits, but they don't have any other linear angel stuff this game, right? I'm gonna Pyromancer pre-combat. So this way, if they company into a Soul Warden inside of combat, they don't get to gain life off of it. Do have a Fry here to torch a potential blocker. Hey, not the greatest company for them. To be fair, they probably boarded down on creature hits. Oh, I should have been saving my land drops, chat. I should have saved a land for this. With the treasure tokens, especially. I wasn't thinking about that. Well, he gives Minotaurs Medicine Haste, yeah. That's a big oof. Let's menace these. Okay. Then we'll Fable the Mirror Breaker here. My body is ready to get buried, but we're not fully out of it yet. That was close, considering I messed up my land sequencing to not have an extra attack step, and they had Rest in Peace on too. I wonder if there was a world where I was supposed to fry one of their Skyclaves more proactively in order to get a 4/4 to pressure them better. Maybe that ends up working out for us. I also just should have not been on my graveyard plan post board. I should just always board that out when they see it game one. I guess I should have... I guess I should have ditched one of these to keep the Fire Prophecy in order to stop an Emperor or a Shark token there, potentially. Can clean this up this way, at least.
I'm never done for good.
And it feels like it's gonna be a hard cast our stuff game. If we get to there. I didn't commit another creature to the board, because they kind of need to sweep me as is anyways. I don't feel like playing one more match of Magic. And playing against the Just Guy Control player who's going to take 30 seconds to resolve their Search for Azcanta trigger does not sound like a great use of my playing one more match of Magic, so... let's go ahead and find a different opponent here. Maybe enjoy ourselves for the last part of the segment. Completely flood out here. I'll be a little sad I ditched Smashing, but... man, Elves has been super popular this morning. It's like playing Archdruid, we Molten Impact it, and then we get to Mizzix Mastery in 2 turns. No 1-drop to follow this up, very similar requests. This thing doing it unites, conjure a Regal Force. That's beatable. Tyvar Kell. Right, sure. Give her a love tap, so if she wants to unite, she has to cash herself in. They're not dead this turn, but they're like dead enough. on an unassailable board state on the 4th turn here for sure. All right, so we've decided that in these post-board games, I'm just like boarding in my favorite interactive bit and then 4 Chandras, and we're cutting the Mizzix Mastery and the Faithless, I think is my plan. This might even be one where when we're on the draw, maybe we cut some of the Seasoned Pyromancers as well, and we bring in some Abrades. I don't hate that. We assume we're like 12. I don't know about 12-0, but we've had a good set. We've had more fun games than not, and the deck has presented me with a lot of what feel like interesting decisions to work through. This is all I really want out of a deck of cards. Give me choices and make me feel like they matter. Which is why playing against blue-white control sucks, chat, because in that matchup, basically none of your choices matter. All of your cards you play are going to die, or your opponent will die. That's a pretty good one. Like a super Elvish Visionary chat, guaranteed to draw you a spell. The fact that this one lives through Molten Impact is sad. Fable on an empty board here is nice, though. So glad that we abrade their thing. Definitely the Fanatic. I think the extra land here, too. I'd like another spell to pair with this Molten Impact, ideally. All right. I mean, that's kind of request granted. So, do we just like anger plus Molten Impact here? So I want to anger before I flip my reflection over, ideally here. I think is the sequence. They definitely have leftovers here that could beat our leftovers, but this is what I'm happy to do. Well then. Think we just Fable and work up towards the Deathbellow? We're not under a ton of pressure here. Yeah, like, do all the Elves players come out on Saturday or something? Like, I can't remember the last time I played against Elves on the best of 3 ladder, and, like, it's been, like, a third of our matches today during this set for the last 2 hours. Okay, so we Molten Impact your 4/4. Their last cards collected company. Try and change phases here, see if their mana pool empties or if they're doing something. Just doing that, that's fine. Copy this. That is a Liliana Dreadhorde General. I assume they're just blocking with Prefect, since... Oh, really? They're not. Okay. I would assume they would have blocked, because they're going to have to... I assume they're down-ticking the Liliana here to clear my reflection out. Are they playing Collected Company? They must not be, right? This must be like a Coco-less Elves deck. They've got, like, Thoughtseize and Hearse and Liliana. Kind of a neat build from the opponent. Maybe they board out Company and board up into these other interactive bits. Yeah, they're like green-black elf mid-range is exactly what they're doing. It's very neat. I've not seen that before. Because there's low on Coco hits doesn't mean they're not playing it. I mean, that's definitely true. All right, so we're hoping to hit a mountain next turn, or an untapped land, so we can bellow. So, a little unfortunate here. Can attack here, and then we'll have the token attack here, and we get to clear one of their planeswalkers out at least, but missing land there is pretty rough. Means that they showed us one Thoughtseize. Like, if they peel a Thoughtseize, we're kind of running out of our window to be able to Deathbellow War Cry. If they're just playing to the board, though, land still does it for us next turn. Hopefully they just have a bunch of elves and planeswalkers here. Oh no! They killed my Kiki Jiki and gave me a mountain in exchange, chat. Oh no! Oh no. Okay, so now any land is lethal because we get an extra combat step with any land. For the mana, bud. Alright, and then we get 7 mana here, so I get to Chandra, downtick your Arc Druid, Abrade your Elvish War Master. Okay, good chat. They get to draw some cards here, but like... Alright, let's go. So, a land there would have triggered Fury to give us an extra combat, and then we could use the mana to give our things haste and menace, but didn't matter. Yeah, huh. This deck was way more reasonable than I was expecting it to be. Turns out when you put Faithless Looting and Seasoned Pyromancer and Fable into the same thing, it kind of ties the room together well. Molten Impact was really impressive at keeping us alive. I think the thing I figured out towards the end of the set that's definitely what you should be doing is, I think in a lot of matchups, we're supposed to just cut the lootings and the masteries, and we board in Chandra to instead ramp into this a little bit slower, and then bring in our favorite other interactive bit over the Faithless Looting, just because there's so much graveyard hate in sideboards in this format that it's so hard to combo through it, so you might as well just kind of walk around it. And Chandra just like helps us cast our various moo cows that we draw to for fairways, so yeah. If you're looking for something kind of off the beaten path and you don't mind incinerating wild cards on Mizzix Masteries and a couple of Moraugs, then this deck seems very reasonable. But this is definitely a pretty narrow mythic if you didn't open it. So it basically only plays here and nowhere else.